Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are winding our way up to make his end here. We've helped Erend through his trials and tribulations at the loss of his sister. We found the culprit that produced her end.
Not much farther now. Well, said he found an image of the woman I resemble on an ancient device.
Here we go.
If she's my mother, why would there be traces of her all the way out here? So far from Noraland. I don't get it. Who is she?
Her name is Elizabeth Sobek.
Boom.
You. Spying through my focus again? Well, go on. What do you know about her?
Stay on your present course, and before long, you'll know her as well as I do. Maybe better. But be wary. Maker's End is crawling with Eclipse troops. To help you deal with them, I've left some useful equipment just outside the ruins. Your focus will show the location.
Okay.
Who is he and how does he know these things? He said Elizabeth Sobek. What kind of name is that?
What kind of name is Aloy? Aloy. It's all about, it's all about times. Times and influence. Yeah, this was Sobek. That's kind of an Eastern European origin to me. A Nora Brave. What is a Nora Brave doing out this far?
High Matriarch Tirsa always said you'd amount to something, and now look at you, a seeker.
Yeah, but what are you doing out here? This is way past your area. What are you doing hunting past the Nora lands? Is that a glitch? It must be a glitch, mustn't it? Okay, I'm not sure how helpful the voice, as we're going to call them at the moment, is for our plight here. We're about to go through this, which might be worth our time. What do you think? Might be worth our time. I don't know if it's above our pay grade at the moment. No, it's not. Okay, well let's get rid of that for now. Let's take this on. We've also got another quest here. Let's deal with this first. Unless we should deal with this first. Let's deal with that first. Ah, here we go. See man Nil. Let's hear more from him. He's looming over this, ready to get his fight on.
I waited for you. Time passing pulls the anticipation tight as wire. How many has it been now?
I don't keep count, Nil.
Don't keep count? Sometimes I just don't get you. Are you like us, or a little different?
Hopefully a little different.
That's what you're gonna tell yourself. Shall we get started?
So, yes, we will get started. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, a few to snipe, but the rest are a fair way off. Plenty of elites off the bat. The rest I think will present themselves later. But let's try. I can't see her face, is that it? Yes, it was. I wasn't sure. Okay, let's get in here and let's snipe the rest of the dudes. Oh shit. Luckily we had another bite of the cherry there. Okay, so skills wise, what I'd like to do is be able to Silent Strike leaders, but that's a long way off. That's a good 8 points away. Okay, let's remind ourselves what we're doing here. This was the last one we had, the Hoarder, which increased our inventory. For now, the rest of these I am not bothered with. I don't like the mount, never have. So that'll be our last point of call. Speeds up healing from pouches, I think that is good. But let's move on and see what we can see. I'm not a big user of combat override, but in this playthrough I'd like to change that a little bit. So we may do that in due course. Light spear attacks have increased chance to knock off armour and components. Further chance to knock them off. Heavy spear attacks will knock down machines faster. I like this critical hit as well. Silent drop. Not... well, that aids stealth, doesn't it? Quite sprint. I think I want to go down this route for the moment, so we only need one there. So we need one more point and we can get both of those herbalists. Okay, let's get into the mix down here. Well, shall we... I think we need to get in there to decipher whether there's more bandits in the background. Right, there's one there off the bat. Into your nasal cavity. We are looking for a decent way in here. There's another guy over here. Oh god, they're just all thugs, aren't they? What are they called? All brutes and bandit leaders and all sorts of caper. Let's see if... let's see if we can get closer here. Right, we've got a good vantage point here. What I'm going to do is get 3 of them off the bat and then send this through into his noggin. Okay. Well, the good news is that we can try and take these guys out. This is not always preferable because the game doesn't recognise these gaps as well as they should. So let's get closer. Okay. What have we got here? Oh, one more needed. Oh, it's not there. Oh god, that was lucky. I didn't wait till the full knocking, the full draw, because I didn't want him to alert his friends. Right, as I presumed, plenty more to be had. So we'll work this way. Okay, he's got a back to us, so I might just go over and grab him. It's a brutal. Have you guys ever seen the film Troy? At the beginning of that film, there is a little duel with Brad Pitt and this enormous brute. And when I saw that, Brad Pitt does this move, this kind of runs along and he does this little side shimmy and then does a big jump and then plunges his sword into his neck. I'd never seen anything like that before when I watched that. And I just thought it was the coolest move. And that move there reminded me of that, the little sideways shimmy. Right, I don't need, for those, I don't need to do 3. Just need one.
For later.
I loved Troy. Bit of a cheese fest now, like, but I love it. Oh, I'm not seeing that. Just need one. Just need one. Right, he's going to get worried by his friend in a moment, isn't he? Gonna get worried by his friend. Okay. I'm using very expensive arrows here. I'm not sure if it's the right idea. Let's see if 2's okay for this guy. For a headshot it is, and that affords us his weapon. A detonating blast trap, resources, all manner of shiz. McDizzle. Hello, Nil. Right, let's just go on a bit of a spree. Not sure how advisable that is, because despite our beautiful, amazing weaponry, we might alert someone, mightn't we? We don't want to do that, but let's carry it nearby just in case. It's that we need to guard against.
Calm.
Is that a prowler in the grass?
Could be. See? The texture's a bit shitty.
They've taken those travelers captive.
So he's in the scrub a little bit. Okay, where are those travellers? There. We've got a marksman over here who's worried, as well as this
They're giving
warrior.
up.
We've also got this guy over here I didn't know. And this guy.
An alarm. Can't let them get to it.
Right, I'd like to destroy alarm. Here we go. Okay, so there's now no chance of getting back up.
Dealt with the alarm.
Let's let these guys free. Oh, we've got a bit of... it's not a mod, is it? No, it's just an ancient vessel. Let's let this guy
You're coming
free
with me.
for a bit of XP.
I'm not leaving you in here.
We had an ancient vessel from Stirling Malkeep there. A very, very malevolent corporate force. Okay. Okay, it's just, well, it's two guys. There's one here. And this bandit camp is ours. We're going to let the local dudes come in here, use it as their own, reinforce their trade, and keeps them away from the beasts, and the machines, and the other bandits. And we're just one more. What have we got up here, dear sir? This is some kind of drum. Oh, there's another guy down here we didn't see. God, how many are there? Oh, shit. The shattered kiln.
I bet those traitorous Oseram will just conveniently lose Derval and transport to Mainspring.
Ah. So the Karja are worried about... I don't know what the Karja... Well, obviously the Derval.
Derval. He tried to kill the Sun King. Unbelievable.
Well, that's the reason. That is the reason. So they want justice for him, and Avad has made an offering to the Oseram by saying that I know he's wronged both of us, but he's your kind, and you should deal with him in the way you think. And that is strengthening his ties. He's a clever boy. He's Avad. He loses his ego somewhat to help. Right, I want this, but I need some crystal braiding. That's amongst the bigger machines. We got the Tripcaster. We got the Shadow Warbow. We need to try these things, but the only thing available to us that we haven't got is not within the Shadow weapons area, and I think that's all that we should be worried about at the moment. Plenty of money. So, Ancient Charm. Selling all the definitely things we can't use. But all the rest we're doing okay. Okay. Look at that then. Shattered Kiln. It's ours. Let's first continue. Let's grab that equipment over here first.
The Sun King's grown too soft. Too much Oseram influence at the palace. What's he thinking?
Out we go. Can't speak to you. Okay. I believe there is a data point nearby here. I need to keep an eye out for that. Across the rickety bandity bridge. Not great at their architecture, but it does adopt a spooky quality.
Stocking up?
Kind of feral quality, doesn't it? Lends to their nasty feral little ways, and they must be defeated because they don't help human beings. That's a behemoth. Charges and overruns targets with its great bulk and uses lifting engines to launch rockets at range. Yes, well, we will defeat those guys in good time. Of course, we should be trying to defeat them.
I can use this.
To get mods, to get different braiding, things like that that can help us. Hearts for different weapons. But I'm going to let the story dictate what we fight, because I'm fairly happy with the weapons at the moment. That's a charger. That is a... What have you got to sell, my friend? Yeah, we still need these different hearts. That trampler we could have done with that heart for that, for the warbow. Still need lots of animals. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. No, I'm going around here. Could of course elect to override you. Luminous braiding. We need crystal braiding. Right, he's worried about. He's gone right past that that tradesperson.
Low and quiet does it.
Left them right alone. Okay, what do we got up here? We've got some bad boys over here that we can probably skirt. These striders, or whatever they are, leave us alone. We want to leave those guys for the moment. Okay, there's old war machines.
It's heavy. World's going white.
Maker's End. Okay, this is an old centre for Pharaoh. Just enormous. Look at the complex. All different humongous buildings. I imagine this is what Cupertino looks like. Where are we? Where's the... So the equipment stash is over here. Here we go. Oh, there's a mod.
He said it would be.
There's a tear coil.
Not a bad selection. I'll put those to use. Why are you doing this?
Because I want you to succeed. Good hunting. We'll talk later.
Wait! Damn him.
Okay, let's see what that tear coil has got to offer. If we look at the mods here. Not a huge amount, because we've got plenty of tear coils. Okay.
Corrupted watchers. Acting as guards. The Eclipse and corrupted machines. Cooperating. One happy family.
Let's see what we got here. Alright, he's not concerned with us at the moment, he's waiting. Shall we head back? Oh! Oh no! Okay. Right, coming up. What are you? Right, he was concerned, wasn't he? Oh shit. Is he coming on up? Yes, he is. Right, at the moment we're okay in here. We're going to pick off those men over there. But as I remember, we've got a corruptor to deal with. Right now, let's
just like he said.
Let's utilize. It's not the greatest of marking enemies, I don't think, this game.
Forged dirt delvers made off with any riches long ago, but not the ancients buried in the ground.
Right, what we can do here, which is probably slightly silly, to do that. Which has alerted their friends, but they can't see us. Hello, rat. Hello, rat. Oh, come on. Come on. You horrible rat. You dirty rat. Okay. Right, I can do him as well if I'm clever about it. That's not going to blow, is it?
You cannot hide from our wrath.
That's not going to blow. Okay, that was good. That was a good burn. Okay, I don't know quite where we are at the moment because he's shooting indiscriminately over there. But that was a bomb. It was a little bomb. What do you got? No. Okay. I think that's cleared substantially this side of town. So we're alright there. Watch your heart. Shards at the wazoo. Let's make sure we don't leave anything on the table. Okay, it's a fair stretch into the building we need to get into, but when we get in there, my word, do we understand a lot more.
These dig sites, they're massive.
Not only about the old ones, but about Elizabeth Sobek, about the problems that they faced at the time. Yeah, and it's the start of this mystery that's so satisfying to unfold. And if there's ever an occasion in life where you want to wipe your memory to experiencing something again, it's this game. This game and Shawshank Redemption.
All these ruins. What did the old ones do here?
Right, what I'm hearing patting around, but I'm not seeing what's patting at me. I can hear plenty. Let's get in here. What have we got here? We go. Let's highlight you beasts. We've got 2 corrupted watchers. That guy seems to know what's going on for some reason. I don't know why he's done that from all over there. That's a dredger. I don't know what a dredger does, but that is a corruptor. Okay. So what we can do... we can see if he wants to venture up here. I'm not sure which way he's going to go. He might get a little confused. Come on, my son. You confused, corrupted little treasure. That's a health. You get a healthy bit of XP for stealthing those bad boys. So much so that I want to do it again. Are you coming up here? wants to. I'd really love to be able to stealth from above, but we can't, because we haven't got the wherewithal. Okay, while he's thinking about it, I'm going to try and grab this man over here. Okay, we've ruined Christmas. We have ruined Christmas. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Gonna have to retreat here, I think. Oh my sweet lord. Okay, I'm retreating. I'm bloody retreating. This guy...
An explosion.
Right, okay. He seems... fled back there. I think I'm going to try and cheese him. Oh god. Oh my god. Okay, that's... I did okay there. Oh my dear. He is unaffected for now. Well, that's not bad off, just in time, but I'm burning. I'm burning, he is... Let's try and get him out of the way for now. I probably need... That was enough. Okay, just a couple of watchers, a couple of dudes left. Now I'm using wire like it's going out of fashion here, so I've got to change tack a little bit. Let's just... There we go. Uses more, but less. Uses less important materials or scarce materials. Right, he sounded very close.
Bite out here.
I don't know where he is, but he sounded very, very close. There's only a couple left. I don't think I need to take them out. I think I can just leave them, but it's not very clean. Die. Oh, got him right in the eye. Right in the filthy eye. There's your mate. Oh my word. Shut up. There we go. They really do burn, the corrupted folk, don't they? They burn beautifully. So do we. And now we're corrupted. So it really does pay to stick a selection of hot arrows into their good selves. Right, there's plenty of these guys over here, and at some stage we do benefit from them. So let's try and do a bit of hunting of some rats. We could do some of the high caliber stuff for crafting. That's no good. That's good though. So we've now got some rat bone. Good.
Looks good.
Excellent. Right, just so we know where we're at, let's make sure we've got all the carry capacity stuff done to a certain degree. We've got plenty of fatty meat. Now we need fish bone. Okay, well, so we've already met our match. No more upgrades available there. The hunter quiver bow. We haven't got loads of boar bone, but let's just take it up. There. Traps pouch. We've only got one turkey skin, but that is up to the max. Look at that. All that to go. All that to go. Now we need fish bone and turkey skin. Lots of fox bone. Not so much fox skin. Okay, so we know what we're after here. Foxes and other stuff. Right, we continue. I think that's the last of the threat, the eclipse threat. Okay. Is this the death bringer here? It is, isn't it? So I'm completely wrong. There's an absolute monster coming up. What do we got here? An ancient vessel for thunderheads. Rocky Mountain Thunderheads. Looks like a machine robot wars type team, I think.
Another explosion.
Okay. It's polite enough to give us a nice bit of blaze there. Now what I like to try and do here is take out the men before I take out the machine.
Rotate turret! And fire! All weapons operational. Time to get it moving, and be quick about it.
So
No
is that guy?
daydreaming. Soon
Is
this
that guy?
will be up and running.
Has to be one of the Deathbringers Olin talked about. Name. I'll never get into that tower. Unless I destroy that thing first.
Okay. Let's try and take out this guy. Hope he doesn't alert his friend. No, we got away with that. Let's take out these sniper type dudes. Now, what I want to achieve is I want to get up here. Slightly nervous for some reason. I don't know what that reason is, because this Deathbringer is the biggest machine we've faced. Luckily, this particular one has got no ability to move. They've resurrected it, the Eclipse. They're doing all sorts of crazy shizzle. Let's look at him. So his body is weak to fire. So that's what we kind of want to do. We've got plenty of blaze here. That weapon needs to come off, doesn't it? So I might just send... two here.
Focus.
Okay.
Working. I've disabled his focus. The rest is up to you.
I'll handle it. Steam's blasting out.
Oh! Okay, we've got some dudes coming up here. Okay, that's good, that's good. That didn't work. Oh! Okay. Right, now, what I'm going to do... There we go, he's out. But his friend is not. One in the head. So we've got one more dude up here. Come on. That wasn't worth it. That wasn't worth it. Yeah, baby.
Did it.
We did do it.
Punch.
And this has got...
That Eclipse officer had a focus. Let's see what's on it.
That's got some healthy mods. We can use those, utilise those greatly. Okay, there's the Eclipse and the focus, so we can check out what's going on with these guys. But they are here purely to resurrect their machines. They're not too interested in going in to investigate the buildings. They just want their machines to be able to get the upper hand against the Carja. Can't resist just putting one into this little rat, because that has produced a lovely bit of rat skin. More blaze. There's the focus.
Let's see what you have to say. What is this?
The entity lives. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
What the hell was that?
That in...
Hades? Hey! Mysterious stranger, did you see that? No answer, huh? Figures. Things just keep getting stranger. I need to find a way inside the tower.
Yes, Olin informed us of Hades and his inhuman voice, and he does not want her to exist.
tight, but I can squeeze through.
Hold for identiscan.
One of these again.
But this time,
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobak. Please step inside.
Pharaoh Automated Solutions. A bunker is discovered.
Dr. Sobek, you are 355,510 days overdue for your meeting with Mr. Pharaoh.
I love that.
Please proceed to the 35th floor.
So our DNA...
350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
That's why we got our DNA signature assumes that with Dr. Sobek we were due for a meeting here with Mr. Pharaoh, and that meeting is right at the top of this tower. So there's lots of bunkers like this in the world of Horizon Zero Dawn. Bunkers of the old world, the metal world, ruins as the Nora call them. And within them there's very little combat. There is a bit here and there on various bunkers, not on this one. But what there is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of story, exposition that we need to understand to get the best out of this game. And this is where, for me, it blew my sweet, sweet noggin. I was already in past the Nora lands, but when it came to this part, I was just hooked. So we'll work our way up. We'll understand the data points. We'll understand the lore. Some kind of laboratory here. It's unclear what this is. Lots of sort of servers and desks and different machinery on there. I think it's obviously to do with there are a robotics division. I think it has a great deal to do with people tinkering with that sort of stuff.
A Deathbringer. Or a statue of one, anyway.
So this is what we just defeated.
Not to kill. And they honored it?
Welcome to Pharaoh Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today. With over 25,000 human employees based in nations and corporate holdings across the globe, Pharaoh leads the world in every sector of self-sustaining, fully automated technology. From revolutionary consumer products close to home, like the Pharaoh Focus, to the dynamic chariot line of peacekeeping robots halting bloodshed in conflict zones across the globe, Pharaoh remains committed to making the future smarter, brighter, safer, and always surprising. Pharaoh Automated Solutions. For every problem of life, a smart solution.
So they made the Focus. 25,000 people? That's bigger than a tribe. So they made machines and devices. I guess those things were common in their world.
Yeah, 25,000, that must seem like an absolute unbelievable number to Aloy. These tribes are relatively small. I don't know what the law is regarding how big Meridian is, but I can't imagine it's much more than 1,000 people within that city. But I don't know. And their tagline, their kind of company motto is always surprising. Yeah, I bet Ted Farrow got a surprise when he heard about what's gone on with his chariot lines. So we're going to hear about how Ted Farrow started his company, how he developed it as it goes on. But he started with the help of Elizabeth Sobek in a way that was serving the world, and it ended up being corrupted by money, basically, stockholders, shareholders, wanting to get the best out of his company and his investment, moving in a direction that didn't serve the world. Okay. 9:54, Field Commandant Dang of the Indo-Malay Agricultural Combine arrived with his delegation. Refreshments to be served before their 10:15 sales presentation on the chariot line. Per instructions, food will be vegetarian only. So, Indonesian and Malaysian agricultural company that use Pharaoh robots are coming in to talk about protecting their investment with the Pharaoh's chariot line. And 10:07, Sander Agnew, Vice President of Territorial Integrity from Fresh Grounds Coffee Global, arrived with his entourage. Refreshments to be served before their 10:30 sales meeting on the chariot line. Per instructions, will use Fresh Grounds Tacoma blend, no artificial creamers. So they're going to please them by using their coffee to serve them. That's a no-brainer, isn't it? They don't want to be serving Dow and Egbert's, a rival company. But what's interesting is they've scheduled it at the same time. So that happened. Called security and janitorial to clean up the coffee that was spilled. Actually, more like thrown. I wasn't aware that Indo-Malay Combine grows coffee beans. And that Fresh Grounds acquisition team had tried to take their fields by force repeatedly. I think Commandant Dang had Agnew by the hair for a second there, who schedules these things. I'm going to drop the line to sales. So you'd think it was just a brain fart, people not connecting the dots by rival companies, but it was very, very intentional, and we'll see about that in a bit. I always miss one or two data points, which really upsets me every playthrough I make.
What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your focus. They'll help you understand.
Okay, we've got a few here. We've got Elizabeth Sobek, Ted Farrow, the history of Farrow Automated Solutions, and the definition of a corporation. An association of individuals created under authority of law, having existence, powers, and liabilities distinct from those of its members. In a business sense, a corporation is usually owned by shareholders through the sale or distribution of stock who profit from such ownership. Vote at designated times for its governance and designate executives who run its affairs. Most corporations engage in one or more industries to produce goods or offer services for profit, and may in turn own other corporations, companies, or property as holdings. Interesting fact that I'm going to butcher here, but from what I remember, 100 or so years ago, maybe more, the idea of a limited company was set up. So before that point, you could set up a company, and you could trade, but if you go into default and you can't pay your debtors, then you go to jail. It's not the liability of the company, it was your personal liability. So that put a hamper on corporations growing and growing, because no one wanted to be responsible in that kind of way. They didn't want their actual lives to be ruined by being liable. So a limited company means the liability is limited to the company. So the company will go bust and default on the payment, but the owner can walk away with his freedom intact, which is lucky for Ted Farrow all these hundreds of years later. Anyway, while we're talking about Ted Faro, let's have a read. So Theodore Ted Faro, born on Christmas Eve 2013, is an American entrepreneur and business magnate. He's the founder of FAS, the largest corporation of all time, the world's wealthiest individual and the first ever trillionaire. Wow. Born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, he enrolled at the University of California, Los Angeles, where he studied business for 2 years before dropping out in 2033 to start Faro Automated Solutions. Though it struggled at first, the company broke through at the end of the troubled 2030s with its popular lines of personal servitors and bodyguard bots, then exploded when its famous line of green robots. And this is where Elizabeth Sobek comes in. So they led the race to solve the climate crisis during the 2040s, called the clawback, where it all went tits up and they needed to filter the air of all the carbon. At the end of that decade, FAS opened a military defense branch, dominating the world market for automated military platforms by 2053. And that's around the time when Elizabeth Sobek parted ways. The success of FAS has made Mr. Faro the world's best-known businessman, one of its most sought-after speakers, and a major voice in politics, culture, and international affairs. Let's read about Elizabeth, our hero. So, born 7 years after Ted. So she's an American scientist, roboticist, and engineer, widely regarded as one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. Born and raised outside Carson City. March 11th, 2020 is about the time UK went into lockdown. Maybe it's a little bit after that, so that's interesting. She enrolled at Stanford University at age 13, earning a BS, Bachelor of Science in Experimental Physics and Computer Science at the age of 16. So she was a wunderkind. So she completed a PhD in robotics and AI design at Carnegie Mellon in 2040 and joined Faro as a junior scientist the same year, rising quickly to chief scientist at the age of 22. So I don't know how many years after she joined. Over the next 8 years, her green robot designs played a vital role in realising the environmental cleanup and detoxification efforts of the clawback decade, propelling FAS to the front of its field. In 2048, she suddenly resigned. So that was about the time they set up the military arm, and she saw the writing on the wall and didn't like the pivot. So in 2049, she founded Miriam, a firm devoted to life-positive, what a lovely phrase, life-positive robotics and other technologies. Life-positive. God, that's the best phrase. Miriam has since become one of the world's largest suppliers of green robots, winning numerous awards and accolades, including the 2053 Nobel Prize for Physics and 2056 Rachel Carson Award for Environmental Progress. So well regarded and has a moral compass that will not deviate. So as soon as he started to pivot, she could see, no, my robots won't do this. She loved making those green robots, was instrumental in the how to change the world, and yeah. And then the history of Faro. FAS is an American multinational corporate entity that produces robots for all walks of life, though its core business consists of military and defense contracts. As of 2063, FAS is ranked number 1 among the Fortune 5 by gross revenue and profit for 10 years in a row, a world record. Founded in 1933 by Faro, the company developed several promising robot prototypes in its early years, but failed to break into the markets dominated by then giants General Synthetics and Recorp. This changed in 2038 with the debut of the Alfred line of levitating personal servitors. So I wonder if the servitors later in the game, and I wonder if Ted had anything to do with those servitors based on his designs, which generated exceptional sales, lifting the company onto the Fortune 50 for the first time. Profits tripled in the 40s as the company's environmental efforts, led by Elizabeth, catapulted them. 2049, in the wake of successful green and climate cleanup efforts, Worldwide approval ratings exceeded 90%, and Ted Farrell was hailed across the media as the man who saved the world. Yet it was the emergence of the military contractor in the late 40s that cemented its status as the world's wealthiest. Wow. So he just saw. He wasn't content to tick along. He wanted to make some serious dough. So it exceeds the next largest by 321%. And it holds contracts with 353 nations, trans-governmental organisations and corporate entities. So trans-governmental organisations, they're probably countries, entities in themselves. Right, let us head further into the belly of this beast and find the meeting that went on between Ted and Elizabeth.